It's really interesting because since she came into the league, we have to talk about the attention that she has received. She's a phenomenal player. I've never seen anybody shoot the ball the way she shoots the ball in the WNBA. I'm just being honest. She, early on in her collegiate career, reminded me of Steph Curry, and that's where all this attention came from. But before she entered a league that started in 1997,
The WNBA offseason has been anything but quiet for Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark. Recently, she's found herself at the heart of controversy after comments she made regarding race and white privilege sparked heated discussions. Her remarks have drawn attention across the basketball world, leaving many to weigh in on the issue.
Hey, here's the problem. A lot of conservatives are having a fit over her interview, and here's what they're so mad about.
The dominant topic in the basketball world this past week has been Caitlin Clark's interview following her win as Times Athlete of the Year for 2024. The part of the interview that has generated the most reaction were her comments on privilege, which have sparked intense debate and discussion across various platforms.
It's only been around 25 plus years, so I know there's been so many amazing Black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important, and that's something I'm very aware of.
During a recent award interview, the Fever guard acknowledged her privilege as a white woman and expressed gratitude for the efforts of players who paved the way for her. While her intention was to highlight systemic inequities, her statement quickly sparked a wave of criticism. It didn't sit well with conservative media figures like Megyn Kelly, who argued that Clark's words seemed to suggest she was apologizing solely for being white. This interpretation triggered a strong backlash from her critics, further fueling the controversy.
But as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been Black players. This league has been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate Black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing, end quote. You see why I had no problem with her being Times Athlete of the Year? You see why I said that she should have been on Team USA? You see why I had to go off on the likes of Cheryl Swoops and others who were clearly distant and dismissive of her, no matter how much they try to deny it? There was resentment towards her, and here's why I said it was stupid.
Even in the face of criticism from figures like Megyn Kelly, Caitlin Clark stood firm in her praise of Black WNBA legends and the players who came before her. While her comments on white privilege sparked a firestorm, particularly on one side of the political spectrum, she found strong allies in figures like sports analyst Stephen A. Smith, who fiercely defended her. Other supporters, including Barstool's Dave Portnoy and ESPN's Ryan Clark, also rallied behind Clark. However, not everyone shared the same view. Black sports figures like Cheryl Swoops and Washington Mystics owner Shayla Johnson didn't align with her stance. In a league dominated by Black athletes, white players in the WNBA have historically received disproportionate media attention and endorsement opportunities compared to their Black counterparts. This dynamic became especially apparent during Clark's rise to prominence. Last season, white America embraced her success, often with an intensity that bordered on fanaticism. But for many, that support feels complicated. Critics argue that Clark's popularity reflects what's often referred to as the Great White Hope Syndrome, where a white athlete receives overwhelming attention and support in a sport that's historically been a stronghold for Black athletes. Clark's undeniable talent, unselfish play, and clutch scoring ability brought fans together, whether in arenas, sports bars, or on social media. But while her fire and ability to perform in key moments was celebrated, the Black community finds it difficult to fully accept that Clark's rise wasn't influenced by her race. Las Vegas Aces superstar and three-time MVP A'ja Wilson, speaking to the Associated Press, expressed frustration that Clark's race likely played a significant role in her popularity. "It doesn't matter what we Black players do, we're still going to be swept under the rug," Wilson said, adding, "It boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is." So the question remains, is it really white privilege that propelled Caitlin Clark to global fame? Is she truly deserving of the attention, or does her rise reflect deeper, more troubling racial dynamics in the sport? The debate continues, and it's one that goes far beyond basketball, touching on issues of race, privilege, and the ways in which we view athletic talent in this country.
In the WNBA draft. In fact, StubHub says they've seen a more than 90% increase in interest in ticket sales this season compared to last season. So we're going to do a little bit of a breakdown for you here, if we can, on the Storyteller to kind of show you the ticket prices and how they compare. So we'll give you a look here. The Phoenix Mercury versus the Indiana Fever. This is a game coming up on Sunday, June 30th. It's a noon game. This is, of course, when Caitlin Clark will be in town. Tickets are about $79 on Ticketmaster without those extra fees. This compares to another Sunday game that's about $23. This is when the Mercury plays the Las Vegas Aces here at home. The Aces, the WNBA reigning champs. So
in 2024, the WNBA experienced a transformation that had been more than 2 decades in the making. Record-breaking numbers across all metrics highlighted a year of unprecedented success for the league. Total attendance hit a 22-year high, reflecting a remarkable 48% increase from the previous season. Viewership for the regular season soared to the highest levels in 24 years, and digital engagement, alongside merchandise sales, set new standards. These remarkable gains were met with celebrations across the league, but soon Caitlin Clark's supporters began to claim that all these successes were due to her presence in the WNBA. This claim, while celebrated by her fans, sparked a wave of backlash, with many critics arguing that her rise was overstated. However, Clark has shown little concern for these discussions, remaining focused on her game and her journey. But could those claims be valid? While there's no official report to directly attribute the league's success to Clark, a look back at history offers some insight. Her college career had already set the stage for her stardom. In the 2023 NCAA championship game between Iowa and South Carolina, 18.9 million viewers tuned in, making it the second most watched women's sports event in U.S. television history, surpassing even the men's NCAA championship for the first time ever. With such a record-breaking performance, Caitlin Clark became a household name before she even entered the WNBA. When Clark was selected as the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft by the Indiana Fever, it was an event watched by over 2 million viewers, shattering the previous record by 4 times. It was clear that Clark's star power was already elevating the league. Within 2 weeks of her arrival, the WNBA secured chartered flights for its teams, a luxury the league had long struggled to afford. While attendance and financial challenges still exist, the momentum is unmistakable, and Clark's presence played a significant role in driving these positive changes. Moreover, 2024 saw the WNBA set a new record of more than 54 million unique viewers across its national platforms, with overall attendance jumping 48%.